Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today I can think of almost no better way to spend hump day and start easing into the weekend than to sit down and watch Hera playing as the Mayans in blue take on Mr. Yo playing as the Burgundians in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Mayans are a civilization that pushes its players towards archer units. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to throw a second, albeit weaker, projectile, and their foot archers, except for skirmishers, become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, and that discount does help them mass their unique unit, the Plumed Archer. This is the fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a small attack bonus against infantry. Now, to support your ranged units against the enemy on the battlefield, Mayan walls are 50% cheaper, so archers can stay safe behind a lot of these, and their Eagle Warriors can be upgraded to get a massive 40 extra HP. Now, to produce as large an army as possible, Mayan resources do last 15% longer, and if you noticed in the beginning of the game, Hera researching Loom, that's because the Mayans do start the game with 1 extra villager, but 50 less food, which on a map like random map like this means they start the game housed, which is why you saw Loom getting got, and then a villager being trained. Now let's take a look at the Burgundians. Mr. Yo in red, an oddball civilization with some of the craziest features and upgrades in the entire game. Militarily, they do focus primarily on cavalry, being the only civ in the game that has access to cavaliers in the Castle Age, and their unique unit, the Coustelier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a huge plus 20 or 25 charge attack. Now, to support their cavalry on the field of battle, the Burgundian do have access to some pretty cool units. To start with, their gunpowder units come with 25% more attack. They also have a second unique unit, the Flemish Militia. This is a medium infantry unit with a pretty decent attack bonus against cavalry, so perhaps not one that I'm expecting to see against the only Meso Civ with no redemption and therefore no ability to even thief a stables. Now, if that's not enough army for you, you need more manpower, more military, more death and destruction. Well, the Burgundians can conscript their entire civilian population by turning each and every one of these villagers I'm clicking on one at a time into Flemish militia, and then allowing even more Flemish militia to be trained out of their barracks. Now, to pay for their war machine, Burgundian stable techs are 50% cheaper. The relics they gather generate food in addition to gold. All the economic upgrades are available in Age earlier and also cost less food, and their farmers can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they till their fields. So those are the two civilizations in the hands of pretty, I would say some pretty decent players, not to put too fine a point on it, Mr. Yo and Hera. Now, one thing you'll notice, we are not on Arabia today. The tornado picked up our little house from Kansas, dropped us off on Runestones, which, to be fair, from my understanding, is pretty much Arabia with 2 exceptions. Number one, there's always going to be a relic between a couple of rocks in the dead center of the map. And number 2, in theory, the wood lines are supposed to be better and thicker and juicier to allow for more wall-offs. But aside from that, I believe it's the usual, 28.8 gold and 8,400 stone. Decent amount of food, a lot of wood on this map, which we'll see whether that works out in favor of the Burgundians or the archer civilization in the Mayans. For now, it looks like Hera is exploring, looking, hungry for knowledge, hungry to know where his opponent has spawned. Hasn't really seen very much. Sees 2 patches of gold. Doesn't know if this is a neutral 3 patch or a 4 patch. Didn't really stop to explore, but now, oh, maybe not. I was going to say he should be running into Mr. Yo's infrastructure. Both players right now are heading up to the next stage. So he sees the 4 patch of gold. Now, does he go bottom left or top right? Let's keep an eye. Mr. Yo, for his part, is also now starting to expand out and find where his opponent is. So Hera went the wrong way a little bit. We'll probably move in a few more tiles until he realizes, hey, there's nothing here. So you're probably all the way over there. And then once he sees that if he had just pushed in 1 or more tiles, he would have seen this house that's right here, or maybe a villager or 2. Oh, no, pardon me. Those are sheep. Let's take a look at the bases as Hera is a minute away from hitting the next age. Primary gold for Mr. Yo, secure to the back, as are the berries. Primary stone exposed to the north, but let's see the attack path. Not really on the attack path unless Hera decides to attack through the more narrow choke point here, as opposed to the more open space over here. And there we go. Yeah, he went a little bit, saw 3 patches of gold, realized he's in the wrong spot, and now he's going to discover where his opponent is. Mysterio, for his part, has seen exactly where Hera is and has seen that mining camp. Forests in a decent location to wall off, not a very large endeavor in any portion of this settlement. Additional gold very annoyingly exposed to the front, extra gold to the front, and Mysterio has already walled himself away from these 2 patches of gold, and by the way, an extra patch of stone as well. So 3 out of 5 resources a little bit annoyingly placed here, and Mysterio, has he seen? Yeah, he's seen all 3. So he knows what he's doing. He's walling himself in a little bit, you know, just wants the gold, I guess, for now. Hera is gonna discover a little bit more. Let's take a look at where his resources are. Extra gold. I mean, this is about as secure as you're going to get. A little bit annoying to mine it with more than a certain number of villagers, but pretty damn secure. Primary gold very much to the forward position, berries to the back. Where's his primary stone? Not really on the attack path, kind of middle of the road. Forests also in a decent wall off. Did he even need this house? Yeah, this is open. Okay, so did need the house. Extra stone to the forward position, just like Mysterio has extra gold in the forward position. And where is Hera's 3rd patch of gold? There it is, to the right of his base. So Hera's going to secure 2 patches of gold, maybe the stone, to Mysterio's 1 patch of gold, and okay, definitely the stone. And look at our Burgundian. Hello. That is a sizable chunk of the map. That is what, a 5th, a 6th of the map? By the way, it looks like Mysterio has already gotten a kill. Looks like the Eagle Scout has been gotten, and it is the town center. There it is. I see the plumes, or the war garb of that Eagle Warrior. We'll have, if we didn't catch it on the on the map in front of us, which, as you guys know, sometimes I tend to miss a kill here or there if I'm focusing on a certain part of the screen. We'll have definitely seen that in picture. So both players know where the other one is. 26 villager population to 25 for our Mayans, who again start the game with 1 extra vill. Army count for our Mayan is also a lot higher. He is now in the Feudal Age, which means his archer units are 10% discounted, which means he is going up to 5 archers off the back of, okay, just 1 archery range. Hasn't really walled off the full rear of his base just yet. And the archers pop out in time to get nothing done. And so now Mysterio sees that there, I mean, they should in theory have seen that there are 4 archers at play here. And oh, look at that. Hera's moving them into the base. Is he going to send them to the back where it's open and exposed? Interesting. This is not an aggressive archer force. This is a home defense front here. What is going on here? Double wall off. Are these the bush A, bush B? Yeah, okay. All right. You love to see the bush. Sometimes we see bush A, bush B, bush C. I forget which map has bush A. I think it's African Clearing has it. And no, look at that. Pardon me. We actually have, this is a rare treat. There we go. I mean, if you're not familiar, why I'm so excited is because 99% of the time, all you have is bush B. And I'm sure you have tuned in to watch Hera and play against Mr. Yo. And all of a sudden, the silly caster is talking about bush A. He says with a very dramatic pause, as if it means anything. No, it's just another type of bush, another type of a source of wood to cut down and get. Okay, both players starting to bank a good amount of resources. Looks like our Mayan is going to hit the ability to go up to Castle Age first. Just needs 65 more stakes in his fridge. Mysterio, for his part, still about 100 gold away, still about 200 food away, and Hera's clicking up to Castle Age. So, not a surprise now that these archers are on the defense. He's also, by the way, got a few eagles. We'll see what direction. I'm curious. The Mayans, it's kind of, you kind of know what you're going to get with the Mayans. You're either going to get some kind of infantry, the eagles or the pike halb, or you're going to get plumed archers or some kind of archers, right? It's not brain surgery. Interesting, though, one thing I'm noticing here is that I wonder why Hera walled this off here, because now it exposes him to potential archers. Whereas if he had walled it off here, he could have had very uncontested access to bush B and bush A. Okay, I'm going to stop, I promise. But the Burgundians, I'm curious to see. Are we going to get to see those 21 attack hand cannoneers? Are we going to get to see Cavaliers in the Castle Age? Are we going to get to see the button being pressed, the revolution, where every single villager becomes a Flemish militia? You never really know with the Burgundians. And so we'll see if Mr. Yo plays reactive or proactive or active or aggressive or not aggressive. My goodness, that's a lot of military for Hera. 16 army count to 3. Mr. Yo is a full minute and 10 seconds behind his opponent going up to Castle Age, and a villager is joining in here. Okay, so Siege Workshop much for our Mayan, who is 5 seconds away. Let's see if Mr. Yo catches wind of this force moving out, sees the eagle, sees the archer, sees the villager. Hera, for his part, I believe, has also seen the scout with the line of sight on the eagles, and priority number 1 is get your archers into crossbow mode. And there's that Siege Workshop next to Bushby. Oh, did he really think the scout was going to go after the villager? Okay, I guess the scout is going after the villager, being chased by an eagle. A little bit of a unnecessary but fancy maneuver nonetheless out of our Mayan, who is very much looking for revenge for that one kill that the town center here did get. And so he's now trying to bust his way in through the forward portion of the base, a big fat juicy market being placed behind the destroyed house. Means that there is now a bit of a thicker wall off with 999 HP in between this Mayan army and the oh so rich Burgundian center here. Castle going up for Mr. Yo. Custeliers, let's see it. No forging means that their base attack of an 8 gets augmented by an extra 20. So they do 28 damage on the first swipe. And if you're not familiar, first of all, I hope we get to see Custeliers. For now, I mean, we are seeing husbandry. And in the Castle Age, if we were going to get to see Cavaliers, probably would have seen that upgrade being researched right now. It is, remember, 50% cheaper. But no, it is Custeliers. So one thing I really want us to all see and notice, their charge attack animation is actually different than their regular attack animation. The charge attack animation, I believe, is a poke of the glaive that they're holding. And then after that, it becomes an underhanded swipe that does a massive 8 damage. Okay. Hera's busted in here, has seen the castle. I believe that is the first time that he's seen the castle, as his eagles take a little bit of archer fire. 28 will be the first attack. The Eagle Warrior, what is the melee armor? 0 on a 50 HP unit. 2 Custeliers are enough to one-shot. Let me repeat that. 2 cavalry units are enough to one-shot an Eagle Warrior. Full health because of that charge attack. They pounce on a reinforcement. They spend, 2 of them spend their charge attack. And because it's such a powerful charge attack, by the way, it does take 40 whole seconds to replenish. It's not 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever. It's 40 seconds. Michio did lose his mangonel here. Needs to be careful. HP on one of these Custeliers is already at half. But looks like their charge attack for all 4 is primed and ready. I don't think it applies to buildings, so either they can attack some infrastructure. Looks like they're heading to this side of the map to do so, as Hera plops down a second town center. Misio's had a second one for a while. And so even though a full frontal engagement here is not really very likely out of our Mayan, maybe he can sneak his way up here if he destroys a house or 2. But in his way is a greedy, hungry, militaristic town center and a siege workshop that is continuing to pop out mangonels, but they're going north. So Mr. Yo is going the Hera strategy where, hey, you're attacking into me. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to attack into you. I'm going to put down a semblance of a defense. But really, I'm just going to move my units out and attack right into you. Because if you're attacking full force into me, chances are you're not really doing much back home to defend. Villager down, mangonel down. Will another one fall? Another one falls. Fantastic. 2 for 1 there for Mr. Yo, who evens up the mangonel kill counts to 2 each. Looks like the only victim so far of this Burgundian expeditionary force is Mother Nature with a wolf and that one crossbow that we saw earlier. A 30C for our Mayan next to that very backwards pile of gold. A monastery as well. Ooh, I guess there is a relic right here. And so the name of the game is probably whenever you're dealing with any kind of civilization like the Aztecs or the Burgundians, the Lithuanians, that have any kind of relic related bonuses. In the Aztecs case, it's 33% extra gold generation. For us today, it's food in addition to gold. The Lithuanians, goes without saying, adds an attack to their heavy cavalry units. The name of the game is to deny, deny, deny. And so far, Mr. Yo is going to be able to deny if he takes that one relic. Oh, for now, it looks like his monk moved right past it. Okay. And remember, the Mayans, the only Mesosid with no redemption, so there's no way he is taking that mangonel. Okay, especially since his monk is dead. Let's see what's going on back here. Looks like a Coustelier has died. So town centers for now, racking up the kills. 3 total kills, including a villager. So beyond the 2 crossbows that we saw, there is a villager kill that we'll have seen off screen, whatever the Hollywood expression happens to be. And there we go. You see the underhanded attack because it's not the charge attack. I mean, I want to see the charge attack, but not with one Coustelier charging to his death in front of how many crossbows here. Oh, Hera's not paying attention again. He's going to lose a mangonel and a whole bunch of it. Oh, why didn't that clip HP off the crossbowman? I feel like that should have done a lot more damage to the crossbows, but we'll see. Mangonels move forward, zoning out the crossbows monks, zoning out the Cousteliers, who again are so good at charge attacks. Absolute bedlam here in this small scale engagement. Mangonels, monks, eagle warriors are dying. Cousteliers get teefed. And now all of a sudden our Mayan has 2 cavalry units of his own. Looks like there was an engagement here in front of the town center. And Mr. Yo notices that this attack from the Mayan is kind of stalling out a little bit. He's definitely going to see no military now with the... Oh, never mind. Why did I think the outpost line of sight was going to be a little bit greater than that? He's definitely going to see that there's nothing here. And... Oh, okay. Was he really that scared of the counter castle from Hera? So Hera brilliantly knows that if Mr. cancel it here and his villagers are still hanging out, means they're going to plop down that castle somewhere else nearby. And so cancels his, and then like tower play on Arena, plops it down with more villagers, and his force from the offensive side of the map has returned. And oh no, Mr. Yo's castle gets stopped at 62%, and he cancels it. So he's gonna make no attempt here. That means he just lost 62% of 650 stone. I mean, that's better than losing 63%, I guess. But that is a lot of stone to lose. What is that, like 400 or so stone? He only gets back the 38%. Let's just round it up to 40% so I can do the math quicker. So what is that? 260 stone or so he gets back. Well, look at how quick the Cousteliers with the charge attack absolutely wreck everything in their path back home. Town center expanding. You're not really taking out this infrastructure. So Hera's going to see at least the villagers mining the gold. Okay. And at the 31-minute mark of the game, the players have kind of disengaged. The relics have been brought. Not too sure if they were ever in this monastery, but in any event, they have been brought to the homestead. Is there even a monastery here? Yes, there is. Right in the dead center of the map. Hera's ahead 10 villagers. He's been on 4 town centers longer than Mr. Yo, whose 4th town center now goes up. He's also added 1 to the rear next to the wood. Good amount of farmlands there. Plumed archers. Really? Why is he going plumed archers? These guys have an attack bonus against the infantry, which makes them fantastic at killing Huskarls, but not too sure that makes them that fantastic at taking down Cousteliers with 2 base armor. Now, it is a fairly tanky archer unit with 50 HP, and I believe that jumps up to 65 when it goes elite. But still a curious choice, unless this is the whole point of it, is to run around, snipe villagers. Because like I said, the fastest foot archer in the game. But will it outrun the castle fire? Looks like it will. No ballistics for our Burgundian. He is getting devotion, forging. He just got chain barding armor. Imperial Age is on the menu for our Mayan. So now his archer units are going to be 30% off. Ooh, the monks move right into the face. Let's see if they can get a conversion. That should have netted him a conversion or two, honestly. That was what, 2 tiles away? The conversion started, so 7 tiles of running away before the monk sniper line disappeared. That should have netted him a conversion or two. That's just sour random number generation for Hera. So to him, I would say do not visit a casino if that is the way your luck is going. And this is open or not? This is open? No, there's 2 tree stumps here, 20 and 67. And let's see what our Mayan does when he hits Imperial. He is going for a King of the Hill castle here. Remember, his plumed archers did discover that there is a castle on this side of the map. Now, we often wonder why pro players don't really stonewall, and especially when they are playing as the frickin' Mayans, whose walls are 50% cheaper, and that applies to palisade walls, palisade gates, stone walls, stone gates. Monsieur's going after the military right now. Finally starts focusing on the villagers, but the castle's already at 86, 87. This is going to be a costly endeavor for both players. Cousteliers are going to get wrecked on the way out. Villagers and military got wrecked on the way in. Mysterio has killed 26 villagers. In the meantime, behind all of this, look at what's going on inside of Hera's base. 29, 30, 31. Villagers are just dying left, right, and center here. 33. Hera's all of a sudden down 13 villagers. He's at double digits as opposed to 3. He's getting squires. So now we're doing an eagle, or okay, halberdier transition. I always just assume it's eagles with the meso civs, but let's see if these, I mean, one Coustelier here has what? 1 HP. 1 HP, just dies immediately to this castle. And the plumes are here. No ballistics for our Mayan. Archers are not fully upgraded, not well upgraded at all. Looks like the Treb gets taken out right as it begins its bombardment of this castle on the hill. And now I'm assuming Hera's happy to just run around with the plumed archers because, like I said, look at their movement speed, 1.2 tiles to 1.5. So even though on an open field, Mysterio will catch up and slaughter them, as long as Hera just keeps moving them around in this general vicinity, the castle will fire and fire and fire. And these are not Georgian cavalry units that regenerate HP, so Mysterio pops them into the castle to regenerate their HP. Might want to pop this super weak one. Yeah, he does. Look at him micromanaging which specific Cousteliers are getting healed inside the castle. Imperial Age for him as well in 30 seconds. And there's ballistics. There's scale mail armor and forging as well. So I wanted to see 100 HP eagles. Instead, we're getting to see halberdiers, which, to be fair, do come with a juicy 32 attack bonus against cavalry. Has Mysterio, by the way, caught wind of this barracks transition? Yeah, he has. Or I shouldn't say transition because he's still training plumed archers. Barracks addition. So he has seen them. What is he doing to prepare against this infantry? Elite Coustelier. Now, halberdiers do have 60 HP. So I guess if you're going elite Coustelier, it still does take 2 Cousteliers to one-shot a halberdier with a charge attack. Let's see if Mysterio uses them in what I think is the proper way to use them, which is a hit-and-run unit. This might be the most powerful hit-and-run unit. There's a lot of talk of Gabetos and sniping and hussars and whatnot. This is very much a hit-and-run unit, in my opinion. I mean, look at that attack. 37, and that's without iron casting, and that's without blast furnace. That goes up to 40. Here we go. Mysterio's going to engage as a small band of Cousteliers to the south of Hera's base. He's going after the Trebs first. He gets one. He gets a second. Oh my god, what a Pyrrhic. Is this even a Pyrrhic victory, or is this just a flat-out throw by Mysterio? What the hell was that? My goodness. Didn't even get all the Trebs. This one survives with 11 HP. That is incredibly sour. That literally, even without the charge attack, that's one hit away from dying. Is he gonna go for it again? He sees the villagers repairing it. No, now he's too scared. What the hell was that? 41 minutes in. We're gonna have to rewind and see what was going on. Did Mysterio really expect to distract Hera here with his Custeliers to the point where he could engage into an army of halberdiers, a castle on the high ground, and plumed archers who now look like they've wedged themselves into the dead murder hole space of this one castle? What an absolute disaster. I was gonna say a Pyrrhic victory because I assumed he was gonna get all 4 trebs, but I don't think that he even qualifies. Ouch. Ouch. This is just absolutely going from bad to worse for Mysterio, who loses even more Custeliers, and all of a sudden the Mayan is on the warpath very slowly, though. Why did he tether all of these units to the monks is beyond me. But it is, in fact, what it is. And in they move very slowly yet again. By the way, our Mayan does have 1 Custelier left. Look at this poor mining camp getting absolutely mobbed by a weak as shit halberdier. Looks like villagers are dying all over the place. It is now Hera's turn to kill villagers, even though Mysterio has killed 47 of his. And now the castle is under bombardment right as Mysterio transitions to elite skirmishers, as Hera transitions to eagles. Oh my goodness. I mean, Hera just has Mysterio's number this entire game. Remember, he has infrastructure here. This is Hera's vision, by the way. He sees all of it. Why did Mysterio not get rid of these structures, these houses, this monastery? He stopped at the siege workshop. And even skirmishers, as good as they are countering archers, are going to have a tough time against plumed archers. Because again, the plumed archer just has a lot more HP than your average archer percentage-wise. And we're going to get to see elite Eagle Warriors. Or maybe we'll see El Dorado 100 HP Eagle Warriors after all. Wow. I mean, we saw yesterday's game with MBL and the Viper how in literally 60 seconds the entire game can change. And I think we saw it again today, although Mysterio stubborn, doggedly holding on as much as he can here with these skirmishers, one-shotting the halberdiers. He does still have more villagers than his opponent, but his whole ethos this game has been geared towards cavalry. He's adding blast furnace and light cav right now as well. The Burgundians do get hussars. Mysterio does have the resources to upgrade to hussars. Doesn't have a lot of food. Ugh. And there we go, El Dorado Eagles. 100 HP, so forget even hussars at this point. Oh, and it looks like Hera caught out a middle of the road proxy stable base that Mysterio was trying to sneak into the middle of the map. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, things just took a turn for the worse. This is like, you know, in the movies where there's those like sad drama movies that people like to watch. I personally don't. I'm more of a silly comedy or sci-fi whatever movies, but you know, somebody gets a cold and then they fall and then they break something and then progressively they get more and more injured until, you know, as part of the plot, they die. That's exactly what happened to Mr. Yo after that absolute disgusting engagement here. It was just sour. Just, I don't know how else to describe it against all caps sour. Just step by step by step kept losing more and more and more. And now at the end of the game, I like that he tried to do this little cheeky center of the map stable area here. He's getting gold, he's getting wood, and again, he does have a decent amount of villagers. The problem is his castle literally is about to die. He's got 63 stone. His repairing villagers are under attack. Not exactly Georgian repairing discount here. And now he's dealing with 100 HP Eldorado Eagles, who are one upgrade away from being fully upgraded. And there's really not much that he can do. He can try to raid. You can try to do some kind of counter damage. But really, at this point, Hera's just absolutely seized on the advantage he had. Just like Mysterio tried to do when Hera abandoned this location, and Mysterio tried to plop down the castle, first here and then here. That's exactly what Hera is doing. He notices that, hey, resistance is a little soft. Why don't I just throw everything at you? 9 Eagle Warriors being trained at a time. What an absolute epic game. Let's take a look at the stats. And then I kind of want to go back to that 41-minute battle and see what the hell was Mysterio thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here. Peak APM for Hera is usual 200 to 300 at the middle mark of the game. 27 minutes in. Mysterio a few minutes ago. This was probably right after that big battle where he was probably microing in front of the castle and that small group of Custeliers that was here. But at the end of the day, mostly Halberdiers, a good amount of Plumes, a decent amount of Eagles, but 89 Custeliers should have done a bit better, no? Resource gathering, pretty identical. Not gonna lie, 1,700 resources difference is what, 3%? Okay, Relic Gold also not really playing a role, about 1,000 extra gold at the end of the day. There's El Dorado right at the end of the... Oh, sorry, I was going to say, why isn't it showing El Dorado? But it's literally right to the left of the mouse cursor. 9 conversions at a 141 is a solid, what? 6 to 7% of the Burgundian army. 29 raisings to 7 and final kill count. Okay, so Hera didn't really equalize the villager kill count. Probably would have if the game had continued for a few more seconds, but does kill 45 villagers to 47. So Mysterio for a while looked like he was in fantastic shape. And then what the actual hell happened here? Let's go back to that 41-minute mark and see what the actual hell happened there. Okay. All right, so HP nearly perfect. 3,800 out of 4,000. 27 Custeliers. Not upgraded well attack-wise. Armored to the hilt. 6 pierce, 5 melee. But 37 initial charge attack. On the other side of the map, we've got 33. I mean, even this alone on an open battlefield should give Mysterio pause. 27 Custeliers to 32, 33. Where was the 33rd? Oh, never mind. I think it caught a few of them over here. But on the actual battlefield, 32. Yikes. And then throw on top of that 18 Plumed Archers, which, to be fair, not really the biggest damage dealers. 8 attack against, what do we say, 4? No, wait a second. It's not 4. 6. That must be a converted unit that was reconverted, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why that one's at a 2+2. The other ones are at a 2+4. But 8 attack against 6 armor is, ugh. 2 monks and a castle on the high ground. So let's see how this all shapes up, because, I mean, we know how it shapes up absolutely atrociously for Mysterio. So he moves in, he notices Hera's army moving this way, so he splits up a good chunk of his army to the left. I love this split by him. Before he can even reach more than one treb, which is funny because he attacked this treb first, and yet this is this the one that survives, or is this the one that survives? We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, 27 Custeliers have become 25. Yeah, this one must be the one with 2+2 armor that I guess got reconverted. Wow, he hasn't killed a single unit of Mysterio's, and he's already down a couple of Custeliers. Running through a forest of Halberdiers. Yeah, so it's this treb that survives. Oh, if only he wasn't attacking it from the low ground. Ouch. Okay, so yeah, he is reconverting his Custeliers here, but Plumed Archers have something else in mind. And they keep that Custelier. And that was atrocious. 3 survivors. Or maybe 2 by the time the castle fires one more time. Ooh, it misses. Okay. Misses even with ballistic. So 3 survivors out of 27 in exchange for 3 trebs, and I don't even know if he got any other army. Do you see a single blue body anywhere here on the dance floor? Absolutely not. And then from then on, it's literally 6 minutes of just hit after hit after hit. This castle falls. The gold mine gets bankrupted. Hera takes it. and then incremental step by step he moves in. Another castle behind this, another castle falls, and wow. And Hera, by the way, with the line of sight of the monastery, not so much the houses, because I don't think houses have that much line of sight, right? Yeah, not the greatest line of sight, but the monastery, he then sees the elite skirmisher transition, right? Yeah, he sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and then begins his own eagle transition. So absolute epic. I mean, yeah, just a few mistakes here and there at a Mystery O, but isn't it amazing? Like I said, yesterday we saw MBL. Absolutely. Spoiler alert. Getting taken to Pound Town in 60 seconds. This was just as bad right now. And I was going to say a Pyrrhic victory because I thought he was going to get all 4 trebs, but nah, he didn't even get a victory. That was just pure Pyrrhic. That was just a loss. And with that loss, Mystery O just cannot recover, even though, again, he put up a good, staunch defense here, getting armor upgrades, getting chemistry, elite skirmisher conscription, which probably he should have gotten before. But wow, Hera notices the weakness, smells blood in the water. He pounces, takes the W, but GG in a very fun back and forth game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.